guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Kelly, this is K Bella Beauty, and I have another Flashback Friday video for you. So I did film the first in my Flashback Friday series. I'll post that video right here. It was old favorites, so like old hyped up makeup products that used to be absolute favorites, but that I completely forgot about. So go ahead and check that out if you like these type of videos. But today we are revisiting a very old video of mine. It is the Ride or Die tag. This was a tag video that was created by Jaclyn Hill, and I just went back and watched my video and I uploaded it on August 24th of 2016. And we are sitting here in July of 2020, so nearly 4 years ago. Oh my goodness, like, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. So I thought that it would be fun to revisit this tag because it was so long ago. But it was ride or die makeup. Makeup that I went hard for, makeup that were like holy grail products for me. And so I thought, you know what? This is a great time to look back at that video from 4 years ago and see what am I still riding with and what have I kicked to the curb. In the beauty community, I feel like there are new products coming out all the time. And while these products aren't bad, I mean, I loved all of these at one point in time, there's just so much coming out that I feel like sometimes you forget about old favorites and you have new favorites. So why don't we just go ahead and jump right into the video. I'm gonna go in the same order that Jaclyn did, in the same order that I did in my previous video. I'll link my video here, I'll link my video down below and Jaclyn's original video down below. Yeah, but why don't we jump into it and start with number one. Product number one was a primer. And the primer that I mentioned was the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. I currently do not have that primer in my collection. However, I think I've gone through like 4 of them. I've repurchased them several times and I would totally repurchase it again. I love that primer. I have dry skin, it's super hydrating, but one of the things that I liked most about it was that not only was it hydrating, it created a little bit of a tacky base. Not sticky to the point where I was like touching my skin and was like gross, but it was tacky to the point where I felt like my makeup was sticking to it. The reason why I don't have it in my collection is 1, I used it all up, and 2, I didn't repurchase it at the time because at the time I was pregnant, and I mean, there's all kinds of stuff on the internet, but I found this website, 15 Minute Beauty. I can link that down below if you're pregnant or looking to get pregnant or just interested in pregnancy safe, I guess I was gonna say pregnancy free, pregnancy safe skincare and makeup. And the Too Faced Hangover RX primer was deemed not safe. I don't remember why, okay? I do not know all about ingredients and this and that. I just found a website online, stuck with it, and so that's why I didn't repurchase that primer, but I would totally repurchase it again. Then we went into foundation. If you saw my foundation declutter, I had to get rid of this next product that I'm gonna talk to you about. It is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. I think I was on my 3rd jar of that foundation. Foundation is a hard thing for me to finish up because it's 1 full ounce and I've had several foundations in my collection at a time. I did have to recently just declutter some foundations because they were foundations that I was using like prior to even getting pregnant, and my daughter's now 14 months old. So they had expired, they had gone bad. People will use their makeup however they want to. Me personally, I didn't feel comfortable using it, so I had to declutter it out of my collection. But the Urban Decay Naked Skin, I was in the shade 3.0, and I do still like that foundation. It's not currently in my collection, but like I said, I just did a declutter, so that's where it is. But I do still enjoy that foundation, and I have been using it since the video. Then we went into concealer. Now, I mentioned the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. Maybe someone can fill me in on what happened. So I had purchased the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer multiple times. Really, really liked it. Went to purchase it maybe right after I had my daughter. I had to go to a wedding and I wanted to get a new concealer, and Urban Decay didn't have the Naked Skin Concealer anymore, but they had this one, and this is the Stay Naked Correcting Concealer. Is this the same thing? Did they reformulate it? Did they repackage it? This is in the shade 20WI. I don't love this foundation if I'm being honest. It's not a foundation. I don't love this concealer if I'm being honest. I don't think this is the best shade for me. I don't know. I thought I was gonna like it because I loved the Urban Decay Naked Skin. I was trying to repurchase the Urban Decay Naked Skin, and then this is what I found, and this is what I got. And I don't love this. It's okay, it's fine, it works. Definitely won't repurchase it. Right now I'm currently using my Milani. I have the Milani concealer, and I like that one better. So, does anybody know what happened to the Urban Decay Naked Skin? And I sure hope they didn't get rid of their foundation. I tried to look for their foundation on the Sephora website, and I couldn't find it, but when Sephora gave me a sample, they gave me a sample of that foundation. So I'm hoping that Urban Decay did not get rid of those or reformulate them. For face powder, I said in my original video, and it still stands true, I don't use an all over the face powder. I have dry skin, I don't have oils in my skin. I mean, well, everybody has oils, okay? But like, I don't have oily skin that I need to like powder down. So I just powder underneath my eyes, and I'm still rocking with Laura Mercier translucent powder. I think I've gone through 3 of these maybe? This might be my 3rd one. You get so much product in here. You get 29 grams or 1 ounce of product. Okay, it says 12 months. I've had this for longer than 12 months, but it's a powder product. I feel like, you know, powder products last longer. But yeah, I love this. I use it underneath my eyes. I also put a little bit in my forehead and like anywhere else that I have concealer. So if I have a breakout on my chin, I'll put it over the concealer or like my nose or whatever. But usually I just use this underneath my eyes and on my forehead because I'm very expressive and my forehead creases. I don't do all over the face powder though. So I do still love that, still rocking with it, but I'm interested in trying out, I know this like has nothing to do with my Flashback Friday, but I'm interested in trying out the Charlotte Tilbury powder that everybody's been talking about. But I'm kind of like, do I want to spend $45 on a face powder when I don't powder my whole face? You know what I mean? So that's kind of the struggle that I'm in. Then we move into bronzers, and the bronzer that I talked about was the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. I no longer have that bronzer in my collection. I did use it up. I hit major pan on it. That is the only bronzer that I have ever hit major pan on. And I did really, really enjoy that bronzer. It smelled good. It applied nice. The only reason why I did not repurchase it is because Benefit Hoola Bronzer was hyped up on YouTube at the time, and I really wanted to try that. So instead of purchasing the Too Faced Milk Chocolate, I went and purchased the Hoola Bronzer, and I used that a ton. I really enjoyed that bronzer. I also picked up a Makeup Geek bronzer. I picked up a bronzer by Hourglass, and so I just never got back around to picking up that bronzer. But I did really enjoy it. I do think it was a great bronzer. I haven't tried it in years because when I did use it up, I moved on to other things, but it was a good bronzer at the time, and I mean, I'd be open to purchasing it again. My blush, I do still have. Let me pull it out of this Z palette here. The blush that I mentioned was MAC Melba. This is my MAC Melba blush. I don't know if you can tell. I can't zoom in because the way my autofocus is set up. If I had autofocus on, you would hear it constantly, so there's no point in me like zooming this in for you. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a little dent in the middle here. I depotted this back when depotting was like a huge thing and totally took a chunk out of the middle. But I do still have this blush in my collection. I still love this blush. It is not the blush I am wearing today. I filmed another video and did not necessarily expect to film this one, or I would have worn this blush, but I do like it. MAC Melba is a great blush. It's a nice neutral blush. It is a blush that you can wear with any eye look. If you have colors, you can grab MAC Melba. If you have a neutral, you can grab MAC Melba. I feel like it doesn't clash, so I do still really enjoy it. Would I say that it's like my #1 favorite ride or die? Probably not at the moment. Do still love it. I am still rocking with it, but I don't know if I would consider it a ride or die. So speaking of, is that something that y'all would be interested in? Do you want like an updated ride or die tag to hear my current 2020 favorites? If you do, let me know down below. We can make that happen. When I filmed the original video in 2016, the highlighter that I mentioned, I do still have in my collection. I still keep these little plastic things. Does anybody else keep these? I like have them in my eyeshadows and everything. Anyway, the highlighter that I mentioned was this bad boy here. This is the Becca highlighter in Champagne Pop. It was the collab with Jaclyn Hill, and then I think something happened and she took her name off of this collab, if I'm remembering correctly. Can you still get Champagne Pop? I haven't even tried. I have Major Pan in here. I used it a ton. I do still think this is a beautiful highlight. It's still in my collection. I have not gotten rid of it. I haven't worn it in a while. It's not a highlight that I reach for on day to day. So again, if you want an updated ride or die tag video, I can tell you about the products that I'm currently going crazy for, but I do like it. It is a nice highlighter. I did hit pan on it. I do still have it in my collection. And yeah, I guess, that's really all I have to say about it. Like, I like it. I still have it. It's good. Mascara. If you've been following me for a while, you are familiar with this blue tube right here. This is the Maybelline The Rocket Volume Express Mascara. I've gone through so many of these. I have gone through so many tubes of these. This is the mascara that I always have in my collection. I like it because it's drugstore, and I like it because it's very volumizing. My eyelashes are pretty long to begin with, but it's volume that I want. Now, back when I filmed this video, I was really only wearing one mascara at a time, so I would just wear this, but now I'm into like combining mascaras. So I really like the Monsieur Big by Lancome. I like that mascara. What was the other one that I was really liking before I went on my YouTube hiatus? I can't remember. There was another one that I liked. Oh, Benefit Roller Lash. I really like that one as well. So what I like to do is go in with my Volume Express by Maybelline first, do a couple coats of that, and then I like to go in with the high end, like the Monsieur Big or the Benefit one. I really enjoy those as well. I like mixing mascaras. But this is still in my collection all these years later. In my original video, I talked about how liquid lipsticks were my preference. That is still the case. I still prefer liquid lipsticks. I have a liquid lipstick and a gloss on, so that's why my lips look glossy right now. But lipsticks are a weakness of mine. Any lip product is. I will choose a liquid lipstick over a regular lipstick, but I do still have the MAC lipstick that I talked about in my ride or die tag. This is probably not, actually I know for a fact this is not the same one. This is MAC Modesty. I don't know if I decluttered because I used it all or because it went bad, but I did end up purchasing a new MAC Modesty. I think it went bad. I feel like MAC lipsticks go bad so fast. Okay, does anybody else feel like that? This one probably, it doesn't smell too bad. This one's honestly probably bad too. If you watched my declutter video, I said I should throw it away, but I wasn't going to because this is my favorite MAC lipstick and probably my favorite everyday lipstick. I am a teacher. I teach 3rd grade. Well, I'll be teaching 2nd grade in the fall, hopefully in the classroom, maybe virtually. We just don't know with COVID-19. But this is the lipstick that I would carry with me to work. I would leave it in my desk. It's easy to throw on. I prefer liquid lipstick because I like take all day to drink my coffee. I'm drinking water and I don't like getting lipstick everywhere. But the thing I like about this is it's a nice neutral shade. It goes with everything and it's easy to put on, and I don't necessarily have to wear a lip liner with it, I feel like. So still have that in my collection. The liquid lipstick that I talked about, I actually got a kick out of this, okay? I really enjoyed watching this. And if you go back, I said in my first Flashback Friday series video, the old favorites one, I linked some of my old videos down below. It's kind of interesting to watch old videos. The way that I spoke was different. I had not even been doing YouTube for a year at that time. I started, I think, in November of 2015. So I had been doing YouTube for almost a year. I was using like this old camera. It was just really fun to watch. But I was surprised that I called Kylie Cosmetics Candy K lipstick my ride or die. I remember having that lipstick, but I don't remember loving it as much as I did. And I think the reason why is because when I purchased it, I purchased that one and Dolce K and maybe another one, but they ended up coming out with, or I guess I could say Kylie, ended up coming out with another color called Malibu. Malibu became my jam. I just recently had to declutter it because it was bad, but I used that one almost completely up. That's more of like a cool toned grayish mauve. I found out that those are like my preference. I really like the cool toned mauve shades, and so Malibu was my jam. Malibu took over Kylie Cosmetics Candy K, and that one became my favorite. So I don't have that one to show you. And like I said, I did have to declutter Malibu, but I do still have a Kylie in my collection. This one is in Bare. This is her Velvet liquid lipstick. I did not have a problem with her liquid lipsticks. A lot of people said they were too drying. They felt like they cracked on their lips. They didn't like the way their lips looked. I didn't have that problem. But if you did have that problem, you may really like the Velvet formula. I feel like the Velvet formula does dry down. It's not completely transfer proof in my opinion, but it does dry down more so than like a regular lipstick. So I do still like to use it. I have the shade Bare. I originally got Bare in a quad. It was called like Send Me Some Nudes, and it had totally different packaging, but I lost it. And I liked it enough to pick it up again. So I still have Kylie, she's still in my collection, but I wouldn't say Candy K is my favorite. And I think in that video, I said that I was gonna like wear Candy K for the rest of my life, and that's no longer the case, okay? She's moved on, we've moved on. Lip gloss. This was a product I talked about in my makeup products that I forgot about, and it is the Nyx Butter Glosses. I had so many of them. I want to say I maybe not. I don't know what you consider so many. I guess that's subjective. I think I had like 6 to 8. Maybe even more, I don't know, around 8-ish I want to say, butter glosses in my collection, but creme brulee and tiramisu were my favorites. I loved them, they tasted good, they smelled good, they looked good on their own, they looked good over a lipstick. I ended up having to get rid of mine. I think they just went bad, and it wasn't a product that I thought about purchasing again, just because like I said, in the beauty community, we are always seeing new releases all the time. And so I never went and picked them up. But in my last video, it still stands true. I think I would like to pick up a NYX Butter Gloss again. I don't think I will have a ton, but I'd like to pick up maybe tiramisu or creme brulee and just have it in my collection again, because I really remember loving it. And apparently I did, if it's in my ride or die tag. Next up are lashes. Now, I am not a huge lash person, okay? I do not wear lashes like in my day-to-day life. And really, I only ended up wearing lashes when I would film makeup videos or take pictures for Instagram. That was like the only time that I wore false lashes, but I do still have some in my collection, although it's been well over a year since I've worn them. And I did talk about the Ardell, I talked about the Demi Wispies. These are the Ardell Wispies. I referenced the Demi Wispies. I liked them because they were cheap. And I was only wearing them when I filmed so I could pick them up. They're very natural looking, but they look more full. I ended up really liking Coco lashes. It was, Queen Bee? I think those were the lashes by Coco that Desi Perkins and Katie from Luster Lux, I think they talked about Queen Bee, and I liked Coco Goddess. I think Amanda Ensing talked about those, but they were like boom in your face. Like I did not wear those out of the house. I feel like I could go out and wear my Ardell Wispies out of the house without people staring at me. Did y'all see this little curly Q? Look at this little guy. My daughter has curly hair, and people are always like, where does she get her curly hair from? Well, one, she's mixed. My husband is black, so that could be, but two, I got a little curly Q myself. I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a while since I filmed. I get distracted. You need to reel me in here. Eyeshadow palette. We were supposed to pick an eyeshadow palette, and if I was filming this video now, I feel like there is an eyeshadow palette I could pick, but I cheated back in 2016, and I said that my Makeup Geek eyeshadows were my absolute favorite. Now, like I said, I've been out of the makeup game for a minute, but I do still stand by my Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Now, y'all probably know this. I just found this out. Marlena came out with like a reformulation, and now she has like some of the same eyeshadow shades, but new eyeshadow shades. They're in a square pan. I don't know if the formula has changed, but I'm dying to try them out. I saw that she has quads that you can purchase, but I already have a lot of her eyeshadows in like the circle pan form, and some of the ones that I would pick up in the square pan, I feel like if I already have them, I don't need to pick them up again. But I do think I want to make my own. Like you can make your own 9-pan palette or something. I think I want to make my own and try them out. So if you'd be interested in a comparison video, let me know. But I do love her eyeshadows. They are kind of not necessarily hard to travel with, but like a little bit scary because it's just in a Z palette and like I don't want them to fall out or break. So I don't typically travel with these a lot, but my Makeup Geek eyeshadows have always been a favorite of mine, and it's always been something where I would have to tell myself to stop using them to make sure I was using other eyeshadow palettes in my collection. So there you have it. I still have them. I think back in the day I filmed a whole like Makeup Geek collection video or something. I got rid of a ton of shades. I had 2 Z palettes worth. Now I only have 1 Z palette worth, but they're good stuff. And I really want to try out her new formula. For a setting spray, what I said still stands true. I'm not a huge setting spray person. I have dry skin, so I just pull out my MAC Fix Plus, use it as a setting spray. Are you supposed to? I don't know. It's what I do. I spray it all over my face. It adds hydration. I feel like it makes my highlight pop. Can you see? Am I popping? I feel like it makes my highlight pop. And I've gone through a ton. This is the lavender one. I actually got this a while ago. I think while I was still pregnant or something. Yeah, but I go through them like crazy. I go through them like candy. I've gone through a ton. And I will continue to purchase them. So, there you go. For perfume, I have tried to venture out and purchase perfumes. I have tried other perfumes. There are some, I smell them in store, I'm like, ooh, you smell so good, let me purchase you. And then nothing does it for me like my Giorgio Armani C perfume. I have it in the rollerball, and I actually do still have it. I pulled a different one. I pulled the wrong one. This is the YSL Mon Paris rollerball. I have the Giorgio Armani C rollerball in my purse, and I just don't feel like getting up and getting it right now because I'm like real lazy. So I still have it. Bottom line, I still have Giorgio Armani C. I still prefer the rollerball, but I love that her rollerball, okay, is now a spray bottle. I wanted it to be a spray. This one, I think, this YSL one is a rollerball. Okay, I have nothing against rollerballs. I actually like this size because I feel like it's easy to travel with, not like anybody's traveling thanks to COVID-19, but it's easy to travel with, and I have a hard time going through perfumes. I can't commit to scents, but 4 years later, I can still commit to Giorgio Armani C. I feel like I would have no problem purchasing the full-size bottle of it, but I'm fine getting the rollerballs. And like I said, it's in my purse, so I keep it with me. And the reason why it's in my purse right now is because when I was working, I was still nursing, and so I didn't want to spray perfume and then go nurse my daughter when she was younger, so I just put it in my purse and I would like spray it at work. I mean, not like you needed to know that, because that's not what this video is about. This video is about me talking about Giorgio Armani C, and I still love it. If you watched this whole video, thank you. Thank you for making it to the end. Thank you for getting through my tangents and me going off and talking about stuff that has nothing to do with anything. I'm just getting back into filming. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you like my Flashback Friday series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know if there's anything you want to see down below. Thank you to my wonderful subscriber Jess for suggesting that I go back and visit some of my old videos. I think these are really fun. I liked watching myself from 2016 and seeing how different my channel is, and the room that I was filming in is now my daughter's room. So that's why I'm in a new room with a new background. But here we go, getting off on a tangent again. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Again, this has nothing to do with anything, but look at this hair. I mean, I guess I could have like flat ironed it, but then it would look weird, right? I just have these little awkward sideburns, and because my hair is curly, look, I have all these baby hairs too from postpartum hair loss, if nobody's told you that's a thing, it's a thing. You lose your hair after you have a baby. So now I have all these like little baby curls. My hair is really long, like super duper long, maybe in my next video. I won't. I was gonna say maybe in my next video I'll flat iron it and show you how long it is, but I won't because I live in Texas. It's 100 degrees and it's hot. But my hair's like wavy, but because it's so long, the waves tend to like fall down. But all these little baby hairs, the curls, they're popping through.